everybody, Monica Garrett here with the Margaux agency, and I'm going to be sharing with you a little WordPress basics tour of the dashboard and the back end of your website. So once you log into your site, it's going to take you directly to something very similar to this. Now, depending on which plugins you have, which theme you have, there might be a little bit less or more in this part, and this is under the dashboard tab, which is also just the home tab on your WordPress backend. So up here on the top right, it'll say howdy and your name, and you can see that that's who's logged in. That's the user that's logged in. If you click on the screen options, this is going to show you the boxes that are checked are what's showing below down here. So if there's ever anything that you don't want to see, you can just go ahead and click the box and that will go away. So I'm just going to deselect the WordPress news here and leave everything else so we can check it out. We'll go ahead and close that up. This is prompting me to tell me that my Google Analytics settings isn't set up because this is a tutorial site. So hopefully that is set up on your site, and you won't see any random prompts like this up here. So this first box is the Welcome to WordPress, and they have a nice set of shortcuts here that you can use. Again, you don't need to customize your site or change your site completely because we just designed your site for you. But this will show you how to get shortcuts to writing your first blog post, adding an about page, view your site, manage widgets or menu. These are all just shortcuts to these things. So you can always use this to explore, and you can dismiss it. The at a glance is just going to show you how many posts you have, how many comments you have, how many pages you have, and which theme you're running on. We always use the Yoast SEO plugin on our website, so you'll most likely see this as well. Here it's going to show you how many posts you have with a bad SEO score, which we do not want, and those will be marked in red dots. Posts without focus keywords are going to be gray, and posts with lacking terms or something similar might be a yellow or an orange. So we'll get into that when we see some posts later in another tutorial. Here is another shortcut to recent activity. So you can see we have a comment here that we can approve, reply to, we can edit it, spam, trash, or view it. So we'll check out those options later. And then a nice little shortcut for a quick draft, which you can, if you have an idea, you can just go ahead and write those ideas here. Write some notes here, and it'll save that as a draft for you. So in here you can see your drafts start to pile up, and then you can always click on those to edit them. And we'll just get rid of that for now. And we'll go over how to do post in another video. So over here on the top left, this is a shortcut to WordPress.org. This is going to be the name of your site here, and you can always right click or click on the visit site, and it's going to take you to that as a little shortcut. And again, when you see this top black bar up here, that means you're logged in to your WordPress site. Now, your visitors to your site will not see this, regardless if you're logged in or not. But this is just the back-end user login area, so it has some shortcuts to get back to those things. So we'll go ahead and get back there. So we're back on the dashboard. These are just, again, a couple little shortcuts to tell us how many comments we have, pending or needing approval or anything like that. This plus sign new is great for adding a new post, page, media, or user, which we'll go over. There's our Yoast plugin. You'll start to recognize that little icon, and it's telling us we have 3 notifications, and there's some really great tools under here as well. We have Purge SG Cache because we use SiteGround as our hosting, and they have this really great plugin that cleans out your website for you, so we can go over that later as well. Over on the left-hand bar here, I'm just going to quickly go over what's here and then dive into them more later. So under Updates, this is going to tell you which plugins need to be updated, if your WordPress version is up to date, and any prompts like that, usually your theme too, or any sort of additional tools that you're using, it would probably be posted here. Under Post, you'll see you can view all posts, add a new post. You can see your categories and your tags, and these are our articles. You can see a couple are drafts. These are the author, which is mainly usually one person. If you have a team, you'll see their name here as well, whoever wrote it. The category that it's in and which categories you create in your blog posts. Those will you can select or deselect which ones they go into. Tags are free-form word writing, so you can write in these keywords as tags. This is letting us know how many comments are here, when it was published, the last time it was modified. Here's our SEO and readability dots. Red means the SEO is no bueno, not good, and green is going to tell us that it is good, and this is just saying that the readability is great but the SEO is not. If it's gray, it probably has nothing to pull from. There's probably no content in it at all. And orange is that it's getting there. So we really want to go for green and orange, definitely no red or gray, right? So here you can see all the posts. You can add a new post. You can see your categories here. These are just some categories we created. This is where you would add a new category. Here are our tags, and it starts to collect them and gather them here. Once you start writing articles, it'll tell you how many articles have this tag, the description of the tag, which is another great tool, more information for Google and search engines to pull from. And it's SEO and readability. This is all based on the plugin that we have, so those are really useful tools. So we're going to go over here. We have media. And under media, we have library or add new. So right now, this media library is showing us we have these 3 images right now. We can do it in list view or grid view and see these here. It will also tell you when it was uploaded, what page it's on, if you have any comments, and just a little bit more information there. You can add new by clicking here, or add new by clicking up here where it says media library, or up here where it says add new media. There's a few options there. Let's go ahead and check out the pages really quick. The pages over here, it's going to include any pages that are on your website, and then you can add new page, which we'll go over in depth as well, but this is kind of just what it looks like. You can go check out comments over here, and right now we just have the 1 comment. Under appearance, there's a few other options which, if you just had your site developed and designed, you don't necessarily need to mess with any of this. But these are all part of customizing your website and just different tools to do that. There's the widgets, the menus, header, and editor. And if you're not familiar with these things, I wouldn't dive in and start messing with them just yet. But we're going to create some videos on how to do that as well. We can see our plugins over here under the plugins, installed or new. Add new right here. These are ones that we have installed right now. You can add new by clicking on this and search plugins. Here is a prompt of a couple popular ones so far, and then some popular tags based on plugin searches. So a lot of people are searching for a WooCommerce plugin, for example. So there's a whole world within plugins, but you have to make sure that they're compatible as well. So this right here, for example, says last updated a month ago, but it is compatible with our version of WordPress. This one over here says last updated 4 months ago, and it's untested with your version of WordPress. So those are just security things that you need to take into consideration. Is it trustworthy? Is it going to mess up your site? Is it going to take your site down? So those are some things to think about. You have the users. Right now we just have 1 user, 1 administrator, and you can always add a new user. By clicking here. Under tools, there are a couple tools. Nothing's really installed here, so you're not seeing anything. We can see our settings, SEO. It's telling us we have some problems, and this plugin has its own in-depth options here going on. There's these tabs as well to check out, which we'll do a video on Yoast SEO as well. The SG Optimizer is the other plugin that we're utilizing. And this has some options to configure some additional tools as well. We have Insights installed, which we haven't authenticated yet, but this is to connect to Google Analytics, so that's a really useful tool. And then you can see you could just collapse all these by clicking there. So that is the quick tour for WordPress Basics, what it looks like on the back end of your WordPress website.